today we were talking a little bit about doing some crate conditioning with the dogs, especially for those of you that are having problems with your dogs getting calm in the crate. So I thought I would take a little video and show you kind of what I was talking about with some of the conditioning techniques. First of all, this crate is huge. I know it is. This is not the normal crate that I would recommend for a Pomsky. This is a life stages crate. It allows you to divide it and make it into smaller or bigger portions depending on the need for the dog. So for now it works for him. Going forward, once we're sure what his full size is, we'll probably get something more appropriate to his size. When you're looking at a crate, basically you want the dog to be able to have enough room to stand up, turn around, and lay down comfortably, and that's it. The more room they have in the crate, the more likely they are to have accidents in there. Also, the less of a den it feels like for them, which is what we're kind of trying to create with the crate. That's why I have a big blanket over all of it to kind of make it darker inside for him so it does feel more den-like. So what I want to do is get him used to going into the crate by himself. And so I've just got his food here. He hasn't had his dinner tonight, so this will be his meal for the tonight. We're going to do feeding through training, basically. So what I'm going to do at first is I'm just going to open the crate all the way up. And I'm just going to take a few pieces of food and get his attention. And once he knows what I have, then I'm just going to start putting a piece or two inside the crate. If you need to set it right by the door at first, that's fine. And then eventually start throwing it a little bit further into the crate each time. Basically what we're doing with this is we're trying to get the dog used to going in and out of the crate on his own with a pleasant atmosphere, so giving him the food as a reward. Once he gets to the point where he's going all the way into the crate by himself, then what I'll start doing is I'll start closing the door. So it may take you a while to do this if they're not comfortable going in. Just work with them as long as it takes. And once they get to the point where they're finally going in on their own, then I'm just going to start, not yet. In you go. Good boy. Then I'm just going to start closing the gate a little at a time. Good boy. Oh. Good job. And then once it's closed, I'm going to feed him through the crate to give him that praise. Good boy. And then I'm going to open it back up, let him out. And we're just going to do this over and over again until he finally gets used to being inside the crate with the door closed. Come on, Betty. Good. Good job. Charlie, go. Once he's used to being inside the crate and he's calm in there, then what you're going to do is start closing it and locking it and taking a step or two back. And it may take you a while to get to this point. Don't feel frustrated if it takes you a long time. I just don't want to make this video too long. So I'm going to start showing you. So I'm just going to latch it and take a step back. And I'm going to make sure that he's calm. Once he's calm, then I'm going to come back to the door. Once again, I'm going to feed him through the crate. Give him some praise. Good boy. Good boy. And let him come out. Good boy. And eventually over time, you'll increase the time it takes you to come back to him and let him out until he gets more and more comfortable in there. Boy. And once you've been doing this for a while, then what you can start doing is just feeding them right inside the crate. That way they associate the crate with a positive atmosphere. And I'll feed him at least 1 meal a day usually in his crate. Sometimes 2 meals a day, just depends on the situation. Then the other thing I want to teach you guys is conditioning when coming out of the crate. I know. I'll let you have the rest of this in a minute. So once they've been in the crate overnight, during the day, anytime they've been in the crate for a while, what we want to do is we want to make sure that the dog understands that they can't just burst out of the crate, that they need to be calm when they come out. This will again help them associate the crate with a calm state of mind. So in order to do that, when you come to the crate to let them out, what you're going to do is unlock it. They keep the door closed. And then what I do is I just slightly open the door a little bit. And if the dog starts to make a move to get out, I just close it back up again. And I'll do that as many times as it takes. And what I'm looking for is I want him to realize that he needs to sit back and be calm until the door's all the way open and I invite him out. So I'm going to open just a little bit. And if he starts to move towards it, close it up again. Now most dogs will take a little longer to do this. I've been working with Kitt on this, so he's already kind of figured this out. But this is the idea. Like I said, as soon as he starts to make a move for the door without being invited, I'm just going to close it back up again. And eventually what we want is for him to learn that he has to stay inside, even with the door open, until you invite him to come out. Good boy. Alright, Kitt, come here. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. And when I'm praising the dog, I usually always try to do calm energy with the praise. The idea with the crate again is we want it to be a calm, safe place for them to be. So if you've done all this work conditioning them to be calm in the crate and then you use really animated or excited praise with them, you're kind of just undoing everything you've just done. You're immediately taking them out of a calm state of mind into a high anxiety level or high anxious state of mind, which is the opposite of what we want the crate to be. We want the crate to be calm and soothing for them. So make sure when you're giving them praise that you do it in a slow, calm, steady, low voice. When I give them, when I praise them or pet them, I'll usually pet them under the chin in a very slow manner, either under the chin or off to the side. Not all dogs, but some dogs, having a hand go over their head can bring anxiety to the dog or can just kind of startle them. So if you're going over the head to pet them and they're not ready for it, it can just cause some stress and anxiety for them. So usually, again, calm under the chin or behind the ears on the side of the head. So one more time, now he's done with his food. We're going to open this a little. Good boy. Good boy. Alright, come on. Good boy, Kitt. Come here. Good boy. Come here. That's a good boy. Good job. So these are just some conditioning exercises you can do with the crate. Hope it helps. The other thing I suggested too is if your dog is having a hard time, especially at night, settling down inside the crate. Good boy. Is just use a blanket or a towel, something that kind of helps block out the light, and you can just pull it over. And that way it creates, again, that den atmosphere for them. It makes it a little bit more cozy and can help them settle down a little bit quicker. So hopefully this helped. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks, guys.
Okay, a couple suggestions.